Here we are on the Queen Mary 2. Thank you, Cunard.
That's right, we're doing the Transatlantic voyage.
From New York to Southampton.
Come along and have some fun with us.
Good morning and welcome to day one on Cunard's Queen Mary 2.
Yesterday was embarkation day. We got through, no problems. We got to explore the ship some. And here we are for a full day of adventure and excitement.
Yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because when I woke up this morning, it was around 6:30, which is the time I usually wake up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have absolutely nowhere to be for the next 7 days.
Isn't it great?
For me, it was a little scary. But then I realized there is so much to do. We have what's called the daily program. And there's at least 2 or 3 things every hour listed. So what we did is we took a pen, we went through, we made little marks on the things we were interested in, and we're figuring out which ones are the definites and which ones are the, hey, let's check it out if we want to.
We each put a little mark, and the ones that we both put marks is like, those are the ones that are really the most interesting. So we'll see.
Yes.
Maybe we'll split up at one point. I don't know.
We'll see. So on every sailing on Cunard, there is a featured guest or featured group or featured some sort of thing. I don't know what the word is for it.
We'll write it below.
Yeah. And on this sailing, it's the Royal Shakespeare Company. Straight from London.
Pretty cool. So today there's some kind of activity about creating your own show or such.
You playwright.
We will probably sit in on it, even though we're not necessarily going to become playwrights, obviously. But, you know, kind of cool, interesting little things to consider. And last night we saw Harriet Mullen, I believe, who, a West End performer, did some things, and pretty cool. I think she did a show about Cilla Black. Unfortunately, it was a 10 o'clock show, and we were tired.
Which is probably why I slept in as late as I did today.
Yeah, embarkation day can be a long day, so.
Yeah, so there's plenty of musical selections around the ship. There's plenty of actual physical activities, whether you want to be, like active, or if you want to do like crafts and card games and stuff like that. There's definitely things to do.
Okay, so we're getting to the close of day 2 on our voyage across the Atlantic.
This ocean is huge. Look at all that water. So we were rudely interrupted. 2:30 a.m. we were woken up. There was a medical emergency. There was nothing wrong with the ship. Thankfully, he kind of led with that.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh no, what is going on? It was like, oh, don't worry, the ship is fine. Medical emergency. A passenger had to be medevaced. A helicopter had to come from Canada.
Right.
So they were just explaining, please do not go out on the upper decks.
Or your balcony.
Please, yes, because they're going to be like winds from the rotors. And please do not do anything with lighting that will distract the helicopter, because that would not have been good. They're flying in the dark trying to look for the ship, and if there's like flash and people taking pictures and video and flashes here and there, then there might be more people that might need help. So it was very good, I guess, that they did the warning and everything, but it was a little bit of a shock this morning.
Yeah, and he actually said that we're going to turn around and head towards Halifax. So it was less of a flight for the helicopter to come and meet us.
Right. It was the Canadian National Guard. No, Canadian
Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Canadian Coast Guard.
Canadian Coast Guard had to come. So to make it a little easier, we turned towards Canada. So we have our cruise has been like, and then and then back.
Yeah.
Just to kind of help with that. Supposedly everything went well. The person got out. The helicopter got there and everything. But a little surprise.
All right, so we wanted to take a moment to recap the past 23 hours.
We've actually started to fall into a little bit of a rut. It's only been 2 days, and we're kind of getting a little bit of a routine going.
Yeah, so yesterday we started off by visiting the Royal Shakespeare Company's workshop. It was a playwright workshop.
Right, 10 a.m. They did some writing exercises to like create character and have like create a dialogue between 2 different characters. It was interesting. It was pretty cool. And people got to like share their ideas and their writings, but we didn't have to if we didn't want to, so it was cool.
And then at 11 o'clock in the same room, in the Queen's room, we had a line dancing class.
Yes, they taught and ran 3 different line dances. 2 of them were quite similar.
Achy Breaky Heart, Boot Scoot and Boogie. And then they ended with an Irish one called I Tell Me Ma.
Tell Me Ma. Of course, we had to hit afternoon tea.
Yes.
Tea is very nice, and they have entertainment during that. Yesterday was a violin, cello, like a trio.
And then last night was the first formal night, which was the red and gold gala night.
So after tea, we went back to the room to get all...
Go see it.
So I put on my tuxedo. We'll put in some pictures right now of what we were wearing. Liz wore her beautiful red dress. So for the first formal night, it was excellent. We went to dinner. It was nice to see a lot of people dressed up. It was very cool. Then we went out to the show. We also did a little bit. We went to the Queen's Room for some dancing and some listening to the orchestra play.
Right. We didn't dance last night. We just watched other people
Right.
dance.
And then day 2. Then we went to the 10 o'clock Royal Shakespeare Company. Today they did some kind of...
like a language workshop.
Right, they talked about iambic pentameter. They did some interesting vocal exercises in the morning.
Once more to the bridge, dear friends, once more. Shakespeare. Macbeth. Shakespeare. Macbeth. Midsummer Night's Dream. We are such darkness dreams are made of. Shakespeare. Henry V. Once more to the bridge, dear friends, once more. Okay.
And after that, we did some ballroom dancing, a slow waltz. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. Let's go on, Liz.
And we're not going to win any competitions, but we'll show you what we learned right here. So after our waltz class, which was at 11, we skipped to 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so once you hit 12 on the eastbound crossing, it pretty much goes right to 1 o'clock.
Yep.
On 5 of the sea days, because there's a 5-hour difference, I believe.
Yeah, so the captain comes up with a loudspeaker, he greets everybody at noon, he does a little speech, and every day he gives us a little word of wisdom about some nautical terminology.
Right. Yesterday there was like where put a sock in it came from, and
then he said it is now 1:03.
Right. Yeah. His speech was 1 hour and 3 minutes. It was only 3.
So then it was time for lunch.
Right. We ate, and then there was a wonderful concert. I don't remember the name of the pianist, but maybe we'll write it below. But she did some amazing music: Chopin, Schumann, Liszt, and it was very good. She's very talented, and she also talked a little bit about the workings of when they were written, what the music was about, and all of that. Very cool. Good stuff. I like it. So then we went to afternoon tea again.
Of course, you have to.
You have to.
So we came out here to watch the sunset, bring you guys along, and give you a recap of days 1 and 2.
And now it's off to the show.
See you tomorrow.
You're here, there's nothing I fear, and I know in my heart. Thank you for joining Stelbot Adventures. Please join us next time as we continue our voyage across the Atlantic. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about days 1 and 2 on board the Queen Mary 2. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next adventure.